listeners. This is Vatsala, and you are listening to the CHRO Mindset Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the CHRO Mindset Podcast, where we bring you candid, thought provoking conversations with top HR leaders and experts. And here's your host, Pulkit Joshi. Today, we have the privilege of hosting Vatsala, who is the lead L&D, CSR, and employee well-being at Samsung Research Institute. Vatsala boasts nearly 2 decades of experience as a transformation agent in the IT, ITES, IT R&D, and infrastructure industry. Her expertise lies in areas such as training delivery, management, organizational development, and crafting effective learning solutions. As an HR expert, Vatsala is also a certified emotional intelligence master practitioner and DISC trainer, demonstrating her commitment to nurturing high performance and fostering a robust learning culture within organizations. Complementing her impressive credentials, she holds a degree in EPHRM from IIM Lucknow. Beyond her professional life, Vatsala is also a dedicated life coach and a passionate fitness enthusiast. Vatsala, thanks for taking out time to speak with us today and welcome to the CHRO Mindset Podcast.
Thank you, Pulkit.
Okay, so let's get started. What is one leadership lesson you have learned from a non traditional source, such as hobby or personal passion?
Wonderful question. So, my personal passion, as also reflected in the biodata, as you lastly mentioned, is fitness. So, I'm a fitness freak, and if I look at fitness or sports, there are lot of life lessons, leadership lessons that we can take away. One possible leadership lesson that we can learn is the importance of setting and pursuing smart goals. Smart, we all know, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. These are the basic criteria that helps leaders define and track not only their progress but their team's progress so that they can get the desired outcomes. Now, for example, if I look at the fitness, a fitness goal could be to run a 10K race in under an hour by end of the year, or to lose 10 kg. This goal is very, very specific. It is measurable and it is achievable. It is relevant because obviously the person has decided to achieve certain fitness goal there, and it is time bound. Similarly, when you get on a project, right, when you are targeting to achieve certain objective or certain goal in your team or in your organization, you tend to set smart goals, which will give you a framework that not only increases the team's motivation, but more importantly, the focus and accountability. And it gives you chances to achieve, celebrate the achievements that are there. Apart from this, there are two more very important lessons which personally I have taken away. First one is to embrace challenges and learn from failures. Like in my fitness journey, it has never been a linear process for me. It has always been full of ups and downs along the ways wherein things have not gone the way I have anticipated. But this I still continued my journey. Likewise, in corporate, a leader, or if I talk about my own self, we don't shy away from any challenges, that we come across. Rather, those challenges becomes more of an opportunity to grow and improve. The leader who is there, a good leader, tends to adopt a growth mindset. That's what we step in, and that's what fitness also teaches us. So basically, it's all about improving the ability with effort and with continuous effort and achieve the desired goal. Another important one is leaders need to seek feedback and measure their progress on continuous basis. Like, fitness is not subjective, but it is more quantifiable with wherein you have a lot of tools and coaches who are actually measuring your performance to not only give feedback. And that feedback should happen, seeking feedback should happen on a continuation basis, not only from their superiors but also from their team. That builds in a strong bonding within the team and a sense of trust, which helps them to achieve what they want to. it also get, you also get a fair idea around or a perspective around the strength and weaknesses or the areas of improvement where a leader can improve upon. These are the three. One is setting smart goals. Third is embrace challenges and learn from failures. And fourth, of course, and the other one would be the feedback and measure progress.
And I so wholeheartedly agree with you on the second one that success and failure is it's never going to be a linear journey, and it's time that we accept that that's how it's going to be, and that's where one draws maximum fulfillment from, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Can you describe a few situations when you had to lead a team through a major HR transformation and tell us how it impacted your growth as a leader?
Um, Pulkit, I would like to answer it in a little different manner. I think every
Okay.
HR leader would have gone through the transformation journey during, the phase of COVID, because that was something which was absolutely unprecedented and absolutely uncalled for. And it not only impacted us personally but professionally as well. And role of or function of HR during that time became really really important. We faced a lot of challenges and opportunity wherein we had to continuously support the employees and leaders during this crisis. If we look at HR per se, we were the forefront of help, wherein we were helping the employees and the organization to rework on the processes that we were working on. Everything was redefined, right from the operational point of view to, looking at the sales figure, looking at how we were approaching or taking care of our mental well being of our employees, business continuity, scenario planning, everything. So HR was basically involved in the crisis management part. So and they came out real strong. They not only demonstrated that they had the value and influence as a strategic partner and leader, but they were the key pillar of the organization during this phase. In fact, HR also came out as a champion of employee well-being and engagement. It was the crisis phase wherein we were not able to reach out to employees face to face, which now is happening or which previously used to happen. So how you can promote, how you can keep your employees protected and healthy, during the area when they were highly in stressed out, they were facing anxiety, they were isolated because of the pandemic. So I think at that point in time, the focus on the mental health counseling, wellness programs came up, flexible working arrangement came in. And if we look at now, post COVID, we are still continuing with this, and this has become one of the major work area for HR, wherein employee well-being has come up like anything. While it was there earlier, but now it has more focused, and a sense of community purpose and belongingness towards employee has come up. I had also faced certain similar situation in my organization, and when I was talking to my other colleagues who are in our friends who are in different organization, they have are also of the same view that it was during the COVID when HR has really transformed. When it not only taught us the creativity part, but it has shown it's the path of being resilient and relevant,
Yeah.
and being empathetic. I mean, all of a sudden there was a focus on being empathetic in terms of we as leaders, we had to show empathetic leadership. This terminology was not being used so often earlier. Focused, or they were, task focused. But in between this being empathetic and showcasing the empathetic leadership part has come up during this COVID phase. Uh, this pandemic has taught a lot of things, and if you really look at it, even the digital transformation is one of the key focus area that is that has happened during pandemic, and now we are working on everything is getting digitized, everything, whether you talk about training, recruitment, benefits, employee engagement, somewhere or the other, in some manner this digital transformation is happening. It was a great I would say school for us, that COVID, and it was a learning school,
Mm.
a different era
Yeah.
altogether. And
Yeah.
I'm sure HR will prove its potential to shape up the future of work in organizations now in post-COVID era. It has taught us the new ways of working.
And there's one quote by Winston Churchill. It says,
Mhm.
"Never let a crisis go waste." So I guess in a variety of functions across the board, that was a time when everybody had a lot of lessons to learn, and those lessons can still be applied today. So I totally agree with a lot of use cases that you just brought up. Let's now switch gears and
Sure.
get into your core area of expertise, right? So let's talk a little bit about mental health and well-being. Can you talk to us about the importance of psychological safety in promoting well-being at work?
If see promoting psychological safety in the workplace is very very crucial if you want to really foster a positive work environment where employees not only feel supported but valued. And if you really look at, as I was saying earlier, post COVID, that support and feeling valued is what is needed, right? Because
Yeah.
people are more focused towards themselves, and it has direct impact on their work area. So providing that psychological safety, it can lead to increase in productivity, it will help you in overall well-being and reducing the overall I would say employee turnover.
Mhm.
So there are various ways, if you want me to narrate that, how we are doing and what I, as a leader, I personally, what I follow and I tell my other mentees as well, that we should not focus too much on having the perfect team, right? It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay that we are not able to complete something. It is okay. Being but perfectionism, the moment you bring perfectionism, that can at times lead to micromanaging your team and closing that space wherein they can really grow and bloom. Okay. So if you let
Mhm.
them make mistakes, avoid blaming them and give them that space to learn and grow, that will really recognize these individuals. And also, that will bring in innovation and trust within the team itself. So tell them that you don't have
Mhm.
to be a perfect team. It is fine. What you are, give your best shot. Now, that best shot may be not the best shot as per the corporate, as per
Yeah.
what it should be, but see, you are giving them a progressive path and you are giving them that space to grow. And you as a leader is there, to show them that path. Second more important thing is, as I also mentioned, was one needs to be very very empathetic. So people need to trust you. So when you're communicating with them, communicate it with proper care. You need to learn how you can make them experience vulnerability. You have to learn with vulnerability. You have to learn the openness. When you are open about your struggles and opinion, it will help your team members to practice the same behavior. Get on a coffee, do a meeting over a cup of coffee or over lunch or dinner, wherein you are sharing your set of experiences and your life lessons, your corporate lessons. That will help them to build up a culture of openness and sharing what challenges they are facing and how it can be. They will ask you questions, they will seek responses or solutions for what they are facing in their professional life. And the moment you open that window, right, you be sure that you have open doors for your team where they are sitting together and working with you towards your objective, towards what you want to achieve, because that trust is established. Another thing is the psychological safety that comes in is when you engage with your team members in real authentic manner. So there I have seen leaders wherein, they don't share facts, they don't share the true stories, and they feel that if I exaggerate and make my team members fear, then I'll be able to get the better result. It's like creating a crisis and get the best out of it, but that doesn't happen always. One needs to be very, very considerate and very authentic when engaging with the team members. So it is extremely important to have that. Also, as a team leader, if you are giving them space to speak up, wherein they can share their thoughts, wherein they can share their ideas, you know, you will find that you are not only promoting the openness culture, but also you are moving away from the biased culture as well. All of us have got
Yeah.
that unconscious bias, right, which tend to
Yeah.
close down a person and also plays a lot on the mental and emotional well-being of an employee, right? Maybe it could be a cultural bias, it could be a regional bias that is there, or a gender biasness only, or something like that. She's a woman and she can't work in late night or something. However, when the critical project is there, and if you have really shared the authentic information, the real crisis of the entire scenario, then she might agree to work upon, for that thing. So, one, as a leader, it is very, very important for us to showcase all this. Um, I think these are the main critical ones. And something that I also would like to advocate here is, as leader, we should not rush to fix things and achieve timelines before the timeline. Okay.
Hmm.
Some of the
Yeah.
leaders, they tend to give a timeline. If there is something that needs to be completed by 15, they give their team a timeline of 10. No, let's give a timeline of 10th only, and tell them that while on by 10th we need to finish our work, let's target to finish it by maybe 6th or 7th, so that we have a scope of improvement. Now when you are doing this, you are you're allowing people to think through the challenges that can come up. Okay,
Yeah.
you are allowing them not to be destructive or rushing around, right? You are
Yeah.
actually enhancing their productivity, and making them work, or making them learn how, on the given timelines, which are the realistic timeline which is there.
Yeah.
And because tomorrow they will also grow as a leader, right? So what they will take away.
I think, if we were to sum that up in a sentence or so, uh, can we say that psychological safety is the secret sauce that turns I can't into I'll try? Or maybe,
Absolutely.
uh, right? Maybe let's think of it as a control Z of the workplace, right? So it becomes your safety net for trying out new things.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, if my team is open to me, if my team is knows what I need, or if I'm giving them space to open up and talk and share their ideas, the fear of you know the fear or the resistance of not doing things or not trying out things will go away, right?
Yeah.
Then you
Right.
will work together as a team to achieve which you have never thought of. So obviously that I can't will change to I can, and they'll be
Yeah.
always up and running,
Yeah.
together to achieve as a team.
So talk to us about the role of leadership training in promoting a mentally healthy workplace.
In promoting a mentally healthy workplace, it's like your office is a is your second home, right? That's what we say. And I think we spend more time there than we spend time at our home. And if I don't have that kind of an environment where I'm being taken care of, or whether you talk about our stress or mental health issue or any other physical health issues, then things will not work. It will not be conducive, right? So, leadership training per se is basically wherein we train managers and supervisors to recognize the sign of stress and mental health issues, wherein we tell them to support employees that can help them reduce turnovers and absenteeism. See, a lot of us hide
Hmm.
our emotions and our stress when we are at work. At home, like we are carefree. We are not so carefree in our office, right? We tend to wear a mask
Yeah.
always on our face. So, as a leader,
Hmm.
I should be able to see through that mask. In
Hmm.
fact, research has shown that minimum 4 hours of mental health awareness training should be provided to all leaders. In fact, it's mandatory now in a lot of corporates for them to attend these programs. There are, there have been suicide cases and things like that which have been there. So there are gatekeepers, there are survivors, as who are these leaders, and they are being skilled upon in learning or in knowing these signs which they can read through through their when they look at their employees.
Yeah.
So it if my team member is stressed out, okay, how will I get to know? Probably the person is aloof. He is not talking to anyone. His productivity is going down. He's making more mistakes. Okay. He's avoiding the parties which we host. He's in the team meeting, the person stays quiet or he gets very aggressive, wherein he is repeatedly challenging his team members and the decision given by the management. These are some of the signs wherein which are more like red signals, which as a leader I need to read through and immediately get into a conversation and deal with this situation. Now when I say
Hmm.
deal with, you don't have to deal with it then and there itself. Probably talk to the person, establish that trust again, wherein the member is able to share what he or she is going through. Extremely important for us to provide that kind of an environment, wherein a person feels okay while he's not okay. All right.
Hmm.
And it is important, it is imperative for leaders to know all these, all these tools, all these signs of mental illness. Post COVID, this has become more important. There are a lot of corporates have started including as part of mental well-being, wherein it is directly linked, is the inclusivity, right? So leaders and managers, they need to understand and you know what are these inclusive behaviors or pointers that they need to foster to have a psychological safe workplace, right? We should be able to accept the choices of employees or of a team member or maybe a colleague, what they have made, right? So
Yeah.
this really needs that understanding, and the trainings at times are in a lot of corporates are mandatory for leaders to go through. While there are a lot of initiatives around DEI which is there, but as part of mental health, also to support employees' mental health, it is quite it is being running in a lot of places. So overall, if I look at leadership training is an essential tool from promoting mentally healthy workplace. It provides manager with knowledge, skills, resources they need to support their employees mental health and well-being. If I'm not equipped how to handle a particular scenario, then I can't handle an employee. And more importantly, I should be able to handle my emotions. In fact, emotional intelligence is a key pointer or is a key skill which today we are, making our leaders learn, because that is something that you really need to balance out when we are talking about mental well-being.
I'm actually very, very overwhelmed with the kind of details that you just shared with me, right? And it's so very important. And I do agree that it's time that organizations start to treat it very, very seriously, because this is certainly up there at the top in terms of priorities, as I see from my vantage point.
It has become very crucial post COVID area, wherein you know the HR has really transformed. Our processes have transformed. Our way of operations have transformed. The way we look at things, our mindset has transformed.
I'd love to know from you what steps one should take to upskill HR professionals and ensure they have, all the competencies that they need to be able to work effectively when it comes to AI-based technologies.
So
Sure.
basically, what we are, which am seeing, in the corporate world, what is happening in especially the HR professionals, um, they they are ensuring that they have the necessary competency to work effectively with AI based technology. So while people feel that with AI a lot of things may not work, yeah, since it will be taken away by AI, it is important for us to understand the principles of AI, right? The possible advantages and drawbacks to make wise choices. Like AI can be widely used in hiring and training employees, but how do you use it is something that we need to learn. So equip yourself with that. Then second thing is, of course, uh, having a critical thinking ability, develop that to ensure ethical and objective hiring and talent management procedures, to assess and analyze. See, with AI, especially the generative AI that is there, the assessment and analysis that we used to do earlier will change and are changing. There are no new tools that are coming up, right? So the application of AI in HR is something that we need to really learn upon. Whether we talk about automating applicant sourcing, resume screening, online working mode right now, or work from home. A lot of people, they are giving, interviews through web, through maybe Microsoft Teams, and also there are certain softwares which are there. They can actually assess an employee's expression and give a character analysis of that individual, that how this person will be, whether he or she is lying or whether he or she is being true to you, what kind of a person he is, everything can come up. So then if you look at the training, that even the customized employee training programs can be, curated through AI. You can have performance evaluation reports, you can have chatbots which you can use. In fact, in one of the I mean, not, I would say, a specific corporate, but a company I know of, they have these AI chatbots who respond to the basic queries, related to a product. In fact, that has been there for quite some time, but
Yeah.
people are now using it to facilitate even employee engagement. Another
Hmm.
thing that is, and this world of AI, or if I talk about, this is a fast moving world, right? It is, we had come up with this VUCA terminology earlier, that it's a
Yeah.
VUCA world.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there is an extreme, the next word beyond VUCA that has come up, because the technology is changing with a click. So we need to continuously explore the applications of AI in HR. We need to stay updated with the latest developments that are happening in AI, so that we are able to uh, stay in tune with how things are moving.
Yeah.
And we cannot say that we are HR and this is technology. It's a joint thing that is working now. So let's not get redundant. Let's see how we can work together and grow with AI, specifically looking at the application part in HR.
Some of the use cases that I have seen personally uh, were impossible to even think of, right? If we were to go
Hmm.
back just 2 years back, so the pace at which technology is moving and how AI is modernizing the workplace is extremely exciting.
Hmm.
Okay, so this brings me to the last question that I have for you, Vatsala. Talk to us
Sure.
about any literature or any book that has shaped your HR leadership journey.
In fact, you must have seen a lot of programs and training programs and summaries around this, because Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, is what I recommend to everyone. This I have read when I was, probably I'd started my career, and I am still implementing the learning. Those seven habits which were there, they are more like imbibed within me. Have you read this book? This is a book by Stephen R. Covey. and it presents a framework for personal and professional success. And it is based on the universal principle of effectiveness. So the seven habit that we talk about, you can apply anywhere, okay, any aspect of leadership like communication, collaboration, trust, vision. The first habit is being proactive.
Yeah.
How you can be proactive, you can approach a particular situation. The second one is begin with the end in mind. So when you have envisioned the result, working backwards is something that one needs to really do, right? And you can, if you, as a leader, if you are working like that, trust me, you will have a roadmap or a framework for your team to work upon and reach the desired destination while you have aligned your actions, keeping all challenges in mind. The third habit is putting first thing first. Again, it is about, you know, um, not procrastinating, but putting something that is important and urgent task first. Most of us end up doing the trivial and the distractive one. So this really helps you maintain your physical, mental, emotional well-being in place because if you have handled all the critical thing until they
Yeah.
become in a firefighting situation. And
Yeah.
something, a habit that I really love and is very close to me is think win-win. That is how you can seek mutual benefit and you can work in collaboration with others. So you're not in a competition or a compromise with others, but you are working together. So that working togetherness builds in trust and long-term relationship as a leader. And as a leader, if you have to be successful, you have to think win-win, be it with the competitors, your customers, or your team members. And another, the last one I remember is seek, sorry, seek first to understand, then to be understood.
Yeah.
Something which people lack, right?
Yeah.
Listening effectively and empathetically is something which is extremely important, because if you want anyone to hear you, to listen to you and do the things as you want them, you need to give them space so that they can share your views and opinions. They can share theirs, they can express themselves well. So this book has been a Bible to me, and it has been there since last 20 years now. And I think anytime I can go back and look at the habits and see which one I need to refer to. And trust me, if you start practicing one, the other six will follow you.
Very true. And what a gem of a book. I have read that. In fact, I also had the fortune of attending a workshop, right, that covered all these
Wonderful.
principles. And this was like 6, 7 years back.
Okay.
Okay, this brings us to the end of this wonderful conversation with you, Vatsala. Heartfelt thank you to you for joining us on this
Thank you,
episode
Pulkit.
of the CHRO Mindset Podcast and sharing your expertise. I'm super confident that your perspectives would have left a lasting impact on our audience.
Thank you, Pulkit.
Thank you so much. To all our awesome listeners, thank you for being part of the CHRO Mindset Podcast. We really hope you have found this episode insightful and inspiring for your own HR journey. Stay tuned in because we are going to get you some more exciting discussions, which are lined up with more folks in the weeks ahead. So don't go too far.
Thanks for listening to the CHRO Mindset Podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a review. Join us next week for another insightful conversation with a top HR leader. And if you have any questions or feedback, reach out to us on social media or via email. Thanks again for tuning in. See you next week.